Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on, Trilogy Crusaders? Hopefully, you're having a great day. Today, I want to talk about the things that we link pain to and what we link pleasure to shape our destiny. One decision that has made a tremendous difference in my life is accepting Christ in my life. I began studying the Bible and following Christ when I was 16 years old, but even after knowing Christ, I still struggled with some of my old nature and my decisions. And a lot of it had to do with the limiting beliefs I had and how I linked pain and pleasure to those things. It wasn't until the pain became so real and so much I was able to give those things up. I associated pleasure to the things I was doing to escape the pains I had in the relationships around me. And there was pleasure in the friendships I had around that stuff. While at the same time, it caused tremendous pain for my family. I give all glory to God and His grace that He restored me and He took those things out of my life. And I got my life right with Him. My relationship is restored. And at that same time, He introduced me to this amazing person, my best friend, my wife. And we now have this beautiful family, which gives me more pleasure than I could ever imagine that I could ever get from any of those things. So what are some of the experiences of pain and pleasure that have shaped your life? Whether you've linked pain or pleasure to drugs or alcohol, for example, affected your destiny, so have the emotions you've learned to associate cigarettes, alcohol, relationships, even concepts of giving trust. Think of the limiting pain and pleasure associations of celebrities and artists that we know. Think of Chris Farley, Kurt Cobain, Lane Staley, John Belushi, Elvis, Jimi Hendrix. There are so many that have died at young ages because their association to drugs as an escape, a quick fix, or a way out of temporary pleasure created their downfalls. So when you think about the food that we eat and the decisions we make, or whether or not we go work out, if we link massive pain to any behavior or emotional pattern, we can avoid indulging in it at all costs. We can use this understanding to harness the force of pain and pleasure to change virtually anything in our lives we want to take control of. The one thing we got to do is learn how to advertise in our own minds simply by linking the pain of the behaviors that we want to stop at such a high level of emotion that we won't consider doing those things ever again. Remember, it's not the actual pain that drives us, but our fear that something will lead to our pain. And it's not actual pleasure that drives us, that our belief, our sense of certainty that somehow the actions we take will lead to pleasure. So I hope this helps you out moving forward. And as always, I'm here to help. If there's anything I can do, reach out to me, shoot me a DM, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.